Well, yes, I've just gotten off the phone with the news in Champlain Valley, Vermont. That's right. And we discussed this stuff, and he laughed and he said, 3 crows, 3 dead batteries. I've never heard of all that. But you know what? That's what happened today. And let me explain that I live by, at the moment while I'm traveling, an inverted triangle with a witch's tree that the 3 crows were sitting upon and singing away today. This morning, my cat was all excited. He was looking out the door, standing on the bed, looking out the door, and I heard these birds, and I seen a blue jay, but it wasn't the blue jay, it was a crow. And then it was another crow, and they were all sitting there singing along, and it was a happy, joyous morning. Reminds me of the stupid bitch that said, "Oh, I thought I'd see you looking like Snow White feeding the birds." Well, you know what, bitch? Obviously, I did something right because they're all coming back to me. How you like that? And so 3 crows can be a significant sign of change and positive energy. And so noting that it was 3 crows that I see as positivity, and then 3 dead batteries. Well, 3 dead batteries this morning, okay? One of my own battery operated lights, my car battery, and my cell phone battery. Okay, so that prompted me with the 3 crows. They're telling me disconnect from electronic devices. Cell and car batteries are being intercepted by police. Okay, both keep draining without reason at a rapid pace. And one vehicle was stolen and it was tampered with, and it's still sitting at the garage because it was moved 3 times, twice by AAA. Actually, 3 times by AAA. I never got the keys back. That's my mailbox key. So all my filings for U.S. District Court, I'm not able to access them because my vehicle keys are missing with my mailbox key and my storage key and my food trailer key. So what happened to that AAA and New Hampshire State Police, as well as Hampton Police, Seabrook Police, and it's seemingly all of you stupid fuckers are recusing from cases silently because you know what time it is. You know what time it is when I was told, and I revealed the information, even the name of the driver that told me that there was a GPS tracking device that was fucking with my vehicle. Okay, I already knew that because when I first got my vehicle back, my Nissan Xterra, after the 6 lug nuts were loosened, and nobody wants to talk about that, but I've got the pictures and all the statements and documents. Okay, so stolen from there, obviously, because somebody was joyriding with it. It was empty of gas. It's not acting appropriately. And when I did get it back, it was bogging out on me. I turned it off and the vehicle wouldn't turn off on its own. Okay. And so that's when Tiny determined and told me they did find a GPS tracker, and Dana's towing an auto repair from Hampton Falls removed my vehicle silently without my acknowledgement and put it down at Monroe Muffler Shop, okay, when it's an electronic issue. So again, my vehicle got moved from there to a reputable on-camera garage that has, again, they know the same thing. And so a lot of people are in a lot of trouble, and that's why they keep on recusing silently, and all these cases are being hidden from you. It all leads back to my husband, William Eugene Asher. And I called Rutland, Vermont again today, Department of Corrections, and I say, hey, what's the deal with the hidden mugshot on my husband, William Eugene Asher? I've got pictures from 1995 to 2025. I just want to know that you've got an updated photo, because noting that I was sold out to Disney without my acknowledgement through Paramount Films, which is ABC, because of William Eugene Asher. Okay, that's why you people are hiding all that information. And let's talk about Champlain Valley. Okay, I told the news about it just triggered my PTSD, and the fact that Champlain Valley is about to come up, and the pageant from '06 when it was stolen from my daughter. Okay, I've got the archives of that on the way. Yep, from the library. They recalled my daughter to repeat her name, and then noting that she was already designated for first place, she won that title, and they stole it from her by recalling her, which made me realize that they did it purposely. Okay. And then she fumbled going back up on stage because she was nervous, but she had already done everything. And yeah, they recalled my daughter and then didn't give her the title. And no doubt in fucking mind, and it's already been proven because I just told you we were sold out to Disney without my acknowledgement. And don't you think for a moment that that's not going to be a new story and a new lawsuit, because somebody's going to do something. Whole lot of explaining, because that was in '06, and in '07 is when my children were illegally taken right from the beginning, because first of all, nobody has the right to take your children away from you. That's a federal constitution, okay? Not a state level. So if anybody's got your children, they took your children by DCF, you need to get your asses to the federal courtroom and fight that shit, because nobody at state level has the right to take your children, and that's a federal constitutional, okay? And human rights, civil rights, all rights have been violated. So get your ass to federal court and start filing would be my suggestion. Get your damn kids back, all right? And that's no offense against my middle daughter, but I can tell you right now, you know exactly how I feel about that, Kia. So please, don't take negativity out of what your mama's telling you, but do the right thing and keep that child's mother and other relatives in her life, because when she turns 18, she's going to go back to them. Just like you always contact me. You had me there to take care of your first son. Isn't that right, Kiana? So please, don't start talking shit on me. And yeah, your father probably didn't smile in that picture because he's miserable. He's miserable when he has to look at you and remember the fact that he cheated on the only and the best one that would ever be in his life, when he fucked my sister and my mother, which would be your aunt and your grandmother. So, Kiana, he sees me in you, and that's why he'll never smile, okay? It's not because he doesn't love you, but he's miserable for the things that he did. And until he repents and apologizes, he's not going to heal. So maybe you ought to remind him of that. Anyways, so that following spring, it was a conspired organized crime. Stole my fucking children and put them in DCF custody and turned them right over to Hollywood actors. Real Robillard from the Vermont State Police Derby Barracks and Homeland Security Border Patrol Supervisor Jeffrey Hare. And again, that all ties into ex-chief of police Jeffrey Noyce, who was sexually assaulting the underage girls, and William Eugene Asher, who they're all hiding because, remember, that same daughter, when she was 2 years old, he tried to steal her. And my other daughter, Kiana, he did the same damn thing, and he used my daughter and my mother to do so. My mother tried stealing my child, my middle child, and took her to my evil sister's house, who had a child with William Eugene Asher that I had no idea about, and they sold the baby for $10,000, is what my mother's former husband said, or boyfriend, before he got decapitated in an automobile accident that was covered by Joel Cummings, who I was perhaps pregnant by before I was 18 while he was on duty. How about that? Okay, so during that time, they went into my home. And coincidentally, why would they pick my home to go in and vandalize and cut up my daughter's pageant gowns and all of her pictures and all of my family pictures? Okay, so with that being said, you know what time it is? I know what the fuck time it is. It's pageant time, girls.